Good evening to all, and welcome to the market presentation of SE Securities for this week. And starting from the market performance, and we'll continue to the key economic highlights for this week. And of course, we will have a look at the international markets as well, and we will be telling you some important news from the global commodity market side and the financial market side as well. So, if we have a look at the market performance for this week, if you can remember, the market gained positive traction during previous week's trading sessions, and the market continued to thrive its bullish run throughout this week as well. So during Monday's trading session, ASPI gained 89 points to close at 8,422.97, and with that, S&P 20 index also gained 66 points to close at 2,794.15. So this bullish behavior, the positive sentiment could have been witnessed during the rest of the 3 days as well. So by the very end of the week, during Friday's trading session, market gained a massive massive pickup of above 300 points in ASPI to close above 9,000 psychological level at 9,027.48, and together with that, S&P 20 index also gained 143 points to close at 3,072.01, above 3,000 psychological level. So this increased traction to Colombo stock market was majority from the local investors after President's declaration on restructuring domestic debt. So the investors tend to believe that the equities appeal to be an attractive way of gaining a significant revenue or significant return. So they come back to start trading at Colombo Stock Exchange. And LIOC also dominated this bull run with its impressive quarterly results for the quarter ended June 2022, and the approval they have received in building 50 new island-wide filling stations. So Expo also joined the bull run with its disclosure regarding a major change to their shareholding structure. So with this positive news and altogether with that better than expected corporate earnings in majority of the counters have actively supported for the said bull run that we had seen throughout this week. So if we have a look at the turnover levels for this week, during Monday's trading session, the turnover was amounted to be 3.3 billion, and that's gradually pick up to report a value of 6.3 billion by the end of this week, and that was the highest reported, and that was far above from this year's daily average turnover. But anyhow, foreigners stuck with the selling side, and they exited with the net foreign outflow of 412 million. So throughout the week, SPI managed to gain up by 8.33%, whereas S&P 20 index also gained up by 12.60%. So we could positively expect this bull run to continue in the next weeks as well, and that will be basically supported by the anticipated results from the majority of the majority of the companies that are yet to release. When we have a look at the treasuries for this week, treasuries acted on a mixed note throughout for this week, whereas 3-month yield gained 71 basis points to stand at a yield of 28.43%, and 6-month yield was more or less the same, and that report a value of 28.97%, and 12-month yield declined by 4 basis points over previous week to have a value of 29.15%. So looking at the spot rates, Sri Lanka rupee was somewhat depreciated against USD, GBP and EUR, but anyhow it was slightly appreciated against Japanese yen. And if we have a look at the economic highlights for this week, upon the back of declining tea crops due to the prevailing fertilizer shortage in the country, tea prices picked up to all-time highs, surpassing the highest value of 1,333.61 for national tea sales average in April. Tea sales average, which was popularly known as TSA for July 2022, recorded a value of 1,448.13. So, both in terms of rupee and dollar, all elevations recorded a month and to date gains during the month of July. Sri Lanka's tea crops have resulted a decline of 6 million kilos or 23% decline in June due to the crop loss owned by non-availability of enough chemical fertilizer. And all in all, the said pickup in the prices will add a benefit to plantation sector companies' top lines which has an exposure to the tea, the plantations regarding tea. And apart from that, LIOC was granted the permission by Israel government to build 50 new filling stations island-wide to supply uninterrupted service to its clients. With this initiative, LIOC supply network will expand to 266 outlets. The expansion is expected to complete in 6 months. So, with the time being, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is now contribute to 90% of country's total fuel supply, and the remaining 10% is provided by LIOC. And with this expansion, that percentage will somewhat increase. And with the recent release of LIOC's quarterly results, then again, critics against CPC have rose up in a massive way. So, if you have a look at the social media and all, you might have seen the critiques against Ceylon Petroleum Corporation and its management. Amid all such, it was also reported that Cabinet of Ministers have given the approval for the amendment of Petroleum Products Bill to ensure continuous fuel supply amid the prevailing forex crisis. So let me take you through some insights from the global commodity markets as well. So after a couple of weeks losses incurred, the oil prices somewhat gained or headed for a weekly gain during this week. That was due to ease of recession fears. But however, the uncertain demand outlook by OPEC that contradicts with the view of International Energy Agency kept some of its gains. And gold prices also headed for a weekly gain on the back of overall weakness in dollar. And copper prices and aluminium prices too headed for weekly gains. And it was also announced that one of the aluminium giants, the Aluminium Corporation of China, has recently announced to delist from the New York Stock Exchange. So, looking at the international financial market news, most of the world stocks headed for fourth week of gains during this week, and as you can see, apart from the slight decline in Hong Kong market, all the other markets ended up with gains, and that was due to the level down of recession fears as the ease of inflation, and analysts expect inflation to decline in 2023 due to some renewed expectations regarding productions like grain. Grain was one of the major contributor to the elevation of the inflation up to the current level. And apart from that, US corporate earnings, which was better than expected, also showcased or insulated positivity to US markets, and the rally could have been witnessed in rest of the markets, including European markets and Asian markets as well. So these are the basic points from my end, and the world investors are looking forward for inflation statistics, which are somewhat declined, and but anyhow, there was a concern whether the
Thank you, Sachini. So let's look at XAUUSD, which is gold. At the moment, the price seems to be trading near the level of daily resistance 1,800, 1,810, 1,800 being a very crucial area, which is a psychological area. But the price seems to be still trading in a descending trend line. Therefore, the price, if the price manages to break above 1800, we'll be able to see it going forward towards the 1850, 1860, and further towards the next key psychological area of 1900. So breakout above this key area would initially bring about the price to the level of 1850. However, if the price didn't break out or failure to sustain at this key level, breakout about 1800 would initially bring the price towards the daily support level 1750, 1760. And looking at the moving averages also, we can clearly see the price is actually trading above the moving averages 18 and 80 MA, which indicates a short-term bullish momentum. The RSI comes to a level of 60 as of now because the market is still open. It is in the mid-range. And what I would like to mention is previously we had a at the when the price was actually trading near the daily support level of 1700, we had a minor false breakout, and then price was able to bring initially was able to sustain about the level of 1700 and go ahead to the next daily resistance, which is 1750, and break out from that key area. The price initially went towards the daily resistance 1800, 1810. So therefore breakout about this key area, and also the descending trend line that we have, will be able to see it moving towards the 1850, 1860 key area. So overall short term, looking at the moving averages, since the price is actually trading above the moving averages, we can really have a short indication that the price is actually bullish. Looking at our all share index, so this week we were able to see the bullish momentum. As we can see, there are quite a number of green candles, bullish momentum. The initial, and also the index was able to sustain about close about the level of 9,000 being a very strong psychological area once again. The index managed to close at 9,027.48. So therefore, the next daily resistance is 9,450, 9,500, and further breaking that above that key level would be the next target level 10,000, which is also another psychological area, as we know. And we're looking at the moving averages 8 and 18. Previously, we were able to see somewhat around in 2022 February, March, beginning of 2022, we were able to see the index actually trading below the moving averages. Now that the index has started to trade above the moving averages, we have a bullish momentum. And also 100 EMA, it was previously below the 100 EMA, now it is above the 100 EMA. So in order to make this daily resistance a strong support level, the index should sustain about the key level of 9,000 and make a minor retest to get that confirmation that this initially daily resistance would be support level, and then we'll be able to see it going towards the daily resistance of 9,450, 9,500. EMAs also, we can clearly see that the index is actually trading above all the EMA levels that I added. RSI comes to a level of over 85.69, quite overbought at this moment. But the weekly RSI comes to a level of 53.85, and the monthly comes to a level of 53.54. So that's on all share index. This week we have the top pick of the week, which is actually Brown's Investments PLC bill. What we can clearly see is the price is initially trading in a symmetrical triangle formation. Here we have the top line at the daily resistance 8.3, 8.6. So therefore, if the price manages to break daily resistance of 8.3, 8.6, we'll be able to see it going towards the 10 being another psychological area. And that could be initially tested once the price starts to move about the current daily resistance 8.3, 8.6. RSI comes to a level of 62.32, which is the daily RSI. The price seems to be all trading above the moving averages, so therefore we have a short-term bullish momentum there as well. So this symmetrical triangle formation needs to break. There should be a breakout, then only we'll be able to see it going towards the daily resistance 10, 10.3, that key areas, because this is a very strong psychological area, very strong daily resistance area, which is the reason is because previously we were able to see how the price was actually getting declined over that area in June. July 20th, we were able to see in the month of July, we were able to see the price tested the daily resistance but failed to break out and sustain about this key level of daily resistance and make it a daily support level. Therefore, the price actually came down to the daily support level of 6.77 again. And now the price is actually trading at the level of daily resistance 8.3, 8.6. Therefore, breakout from this area initially will take the price towards the daily resistance of 10, 10.3, which would be the next target level, 10 being a psychological area. So thank you. That's it from my end. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Please do like and subscribe this video. Thank you.